A droplet of water falls. Once the ripples upon the surface still, it feels as though time stops. All falls quiet. A beautiful underground lake, its waters glimmering like crystal, stretches out before you in the cave's depths. Your collective breaths are taken away as you gaze upon the dazzling sight. The lake's light reflects in Fila's eyes, and she gently takes Hyde's hand in hers. "I'm so happy we can see this together," she whispers. Though you had come to the cave in search of treasure, you found something far more precious. You returned to Coveton, basking in the afterglow of such a marvelous discovery. You arrive back at Coveton safe and sound. "Ta-da!" Fila says suddenly, pulling a crystal out of her pocket. Apparently, she took it from the cave so that Hyde could make them matching couples charms. With a sigh, her attendant agrees and says he will need to borrow the proper tools from the accessory shop. An air of gloom hangs over one corner of the village. It would seem someone has died. Asking a nearby fellow what happened, he explains a woman was attacked and killed by monsters outside the village. Talk is, the woman was wearing perfume from a foreign land that drew the monsters to her. They only discovered it after the fact, but that perfume was actually some sort of juju expressly for attracting monsters. You recall the woman to whom you delivered the parcel you picked up. "I should have better warned her," you think regrettably. Laddie gently places a hand to your back. You say a prayer for the woman's repose and quietly take your leave. Hyde asks you to wait outside while he enters the shop. Fila strikes up a conversation with Laddie while awaiting the other's return. The endless stream of words makes you wonder when the maiden has time to breathe. All Fila seems to talk about is Hyde. Nevertheless, she seems to have found an eager listener in Laddie, who nods with an elated smile. Hyde returns, completed couples charms in hand. The crystal charms look as impressive as any you would find in a shop, but Hyde's expression is grim. Apparently, he isn't as impressed by his handiwork as the rest of you. Fila takes one of the charms with a forlorn smile. "I'll wear it to the maiden's ritual," she says quietly. Hearing the carefree woman speak of the goal of your journey, you can't help but ask for more information. Fila explains that she'll be conducting the maiden's ritual soon. You wonder if it's all right for them to be gallivanting around like this, considering how important the ritual is to protecting the island. "As promised, I'll let you borrow the relic," Fila says, changing the subject. "But it's far too important for me to just hand it over to you. So, we're coming with," she smiles. Though it's obvious she's just looking to have some fun, you have no choice but to accept the new term. With the Maiden's relic finally secured, you and your unexpected new allies make for the spire. From out of nowhere, a sweet fragrance wafts over you. You look up to see ripe fruit in the tree above. There's a reasonably sized stone at your feet. A precise pitch at the tree's bough could knock some fruit loose. You take the stone in hand and wind up. Your pitch strikes true, releasing a hail of fruit. You divide up and enjoy the spoils. Fila exclaims in excitement as she lays her eyes upon your vessel. How adorable! You grin, knowing full well that it is, and prepare for departure. You arrive back on Omega Isle. It's just as you left it, quiet and still, as if awaiting its inevitable destruction. How gloomy, Fila remarks. But her softly spoken words are swept away by the sea breeze. You stand before the Maiden's altar again and ask Lack what you need to do here. Lack explains that Laddie couldn't become a maiden because of a problem in her heart. How would you even begin to solve a problem in someone's heart, you wonder, scratching your head in thought? Just as Lack begins to cast a mysterious spell. As if responding to the spell, the altar begins to glow. Now, go into the light, Lack commands. You do as you're told, having no choice but to obey the self-proclaimed spirit.